Okay, I have 10 reasons why I think David McNeely should be our next pastor here at Wildwood Church. Number one, he's an Alabama boy, so that means he's bilingual and he can speak my native tongue.
What stands out to me about David McNeely, he is engaging, he is passionate, he is transparent, and he is faithful and has been faithful to God's calling in his life and in his ministry.
Number two, he lives out community, and not only does he get excited about connecting and serving our community here at Wildwood, but he's also good at creating his own community. He has 6 kids.
As a mom, I'm very excited that David and Judith have a large family. He was so personable and friendly and just open. It was just comfortable to be around him.
Number three, his wife graduated from Auburn, War Eagle.
Thelma and I have been a member of Wildwood for many years. We were a member when Wildwood was on Meridian, and when the transition from Bob Evans coming in and replacing Mike Kanjan, and that went well, and I think that this will go well with the transition from Bob Evans into David McNeely.
I'm excited about David coming because I see it as a Moses-Joshua dynamic. Moses was an incredible leader, and he was able to pass the baton on to Joshua, a man of energy and youth and spiritual strength. And so I perceive that David is bringing that to the table.
Number four, he is so secure in his relationship with Jesus that he's not afraid to talk about his struggles, and those struggles relate to our struggles.
One of the things that really resonated with me about David, I think, is just his authenticity. Hearing his testimony was just, I think, one of the pivotal points for me that just kind of reassured me that this is the man for Wildwood.
Number five, the man can preach a sermon.
One of the things I really appreciate about David's sermons was his ability to make difficult truths seem simple. And that's something that the people of Wildwood have always valued about Bob Evans and his sermons. And so that's something that we thought would make the transition really smooth.
His sermons were so just engaging and energetic, and they had so much biblical truth in them.
Number six, his theology is sound. I recently asked him to help me with a project in seminary, and he had to answer some questions that Bob had to answer too. And you know what? Their answers were very much the same.
One of my favorite aspects of David's personality is the way he orders breakfast. So one of the first breakfast meetings we had, he ordered a meat omelet with a side of meat and another side of meat. And so all sermons aside, I think that was pretty much when I knew we found our guy.
He's a family man, and he puts his wife and kids first, and this is so important. That's reason number 7.
He pours into them at home and then comes to church and pours into his church family, and he has that balance and he understands what that looks like.
Number 8, he's a visionary, and he knows how to cast a vision.
I'm excited to see David's vision for use of the community center.
He hasn't come in to change the vision. He's really embraced it and wants to run with it and lead us into the next phase of the community center and our outreach to our Jerusalem here in Tallahassee.
9, he's a man who listens to God.
His life has been faithful to God's calling and God's direction through both good times and bad times. And I just see this as increasing his empathy and understanding for people in all different situations.
I believe that he's a good man, he's a God-fearing man. He's had some difficulties in his life, as most of us had, and he's always relied on God for the answer.
And number 10, he's an Alabama boy. I did already say that, right?
The search team is a really diverse group of people, different ages, different genders, different SEC affiliations and football schools. You might hear some things about Alabama or Auburn, things like that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that David is fully on board with FSU as well.
I'm excited for David McNeely to be presented to the church as a candidate for the senior pastor position, and I look forward to everyone getting to know him better.
I am confident that David is the man that God has called to be the pastor of Wildwood for such a time as this.
Boom.